Hey, so today we are researching the final Many Rooms story. Something I've been struggling to finish for the past few days. Should have finished a little while ago, actually. 10 stories was ambitious, but let's be ambitious. We have been ambitious. There's a few things that we never got to do, such as being more organized with this live broadcasting space and inviting people to join. I haven't done my hair this morning. Sorry, this is the hair you get. It's sort of neat. So, escape rooms is what we're looking at, but escape rooms as metaphors, pretty much. And I started recording. I've been researching for a little while, but I started recording just because I found some really interesting things. Mostly at the moment, it's via a particular arena pool, but I'm just wanting to investigate that and find what spins off. So this is a concept for an escape room that was put together as a student project in relation to gene research, I think, and things like CRISPR. And I think it's to investigate. It's all in French, so I'm getting the gist of it. This video is good. So it was at Malmo University, and I think it's exploring the ethics or the ethical problems around researching genetics and DNA and structures and whatever. I'm not a scientist, very obvious. Can you see this? Maybe the video is not playing. How do I make it play? Ah, you can see it now. And that's the end of it. Let's go back. Hello? So they set up a scenario where this is the escape room. It's pretty much an office. And there's all these clues dotted around, which is actually the idea for the story I was going to write. So they've pretty much done it already, which is good because the story needs to be fact-based. So this is a precedent. Yes, I thought that was interesting. What was this? Innovative teaching grants. I think this is related to the project. If I do a search for CA... Oh, no, I don't want to save it. What was it called? Cas9. Nope, it's not on there. Okay, I don't know what that was for. Cas9 pins. What is this? This isn't related, is it? What are these things? These are cool. What are they? Innovative Genomics Institute. Maybe they are related. How is a clinical lab different from a research lab? Ah, this is interesting. This is a segue. I want these pins though. Should I just have a look at the pins? So easily distracted. New Cas9 pins. 2 photon. What's 2 photon? New in the shop. Oh, well, these are disappointing. Activism collection. STEM advocate. What the? Stickers. I haven't formed a position on stem cell research. I need to do some more research into stem cell research. Seems very pro. Oh, here we go. What is this? Creative Outlet 2 scientists on a mission to make STEM more fun, friendly, and accessible. Thank you for supporting our art and activism. This is nice. Scientists making pins and stuff. Shop. That's quite cute. This is weird. Do your research. Black Lives Matter. How does that connect to STEM research? STEM advocate. I'm just here for the pins. STEMist. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look up stem cell research, aren't I? These are really interesting. If you wear one though, does that mean you're pro whatever these guys are advocating for? Rainbow anodize. That's really pretty. That's why it's out of stock. Sexism. End sexism. Yeah, let's do that. These are really intriguing. They're also out of stock. Cas9. So this is part of the Cas9. Water is a human right, science for everyone. Can't disagree with that. Activism sentiments. These are weird. What? Water bear? What's a water bear? Okay, we're going there. We're gonna do it. So, and this is not. This is very like talk to a person. Don't do what I'm doing. Let's look at. I've been looking at videos about understories on YouTube. So let's see if there's like some dorky video that explains stem cells really quickly and easily. What are stem cells? Shall we?
Imagine two people are listening to music. What are the odds that they are listening to the exact same playlist? Probably pretty low. After all, everyone has very different tastes in music. Now, what are the odds that your body will need the exact same medical care and treatment as another person's body? Even lower. As we go through our lives, each of us will have very different needs for our own health care. Scientists and doctors are constantly researching ways to make medicine more personalized. One way they are doing this is by researching stem cells. Stem cells are cells that are undifferentiated, meaning they do not have a specific job or function. While skin cells protect your body, muscle cells contract, and nerve cells send signals, stem cells do not have any specific structures or functions. Stem cells do have the potential to
seems
become
like an
all
inflammatory
other kinds of
comment.
cells in your body. Your body uses stem cells to replace worn-out cells when they die. For example, you completely replace the lining of your intestines every 4 days. Stem cells beneath the lining of your intestines replace these cells as they wear out. Scientists hope that stem cells could be used to create a very special kind of personalized medicine, in which we could replace your own body parts with, well, your own body parts. Stem cell researchers are working
Sorry, I
hard
really
to find
enjoyed
ways
that
in which to
animation.
use stem cells to create new tissue to replace the parts of organs that are damaged by injury or disease. Using stem cells to replace damaged bodily tissue is called regenerative medicine. For example, scientists currently use stem cells to treat patients with blood diseases such as leukemia. Leukemia is a form of cancer that affects your bone marrow. Bone marrow is the spongy tissue inside your bones where your blood cells are created. In leukemia, some of the cells inside your bone marrow grow uncontrollably, crowding out the healthy stem cells that form your blood cells. Some leukemia patients can receive a stem cell transplant.
Yikes.
These new stem...
Okay. As someone who's had bone marrow tests done, that's scares the crap out of me. National implications. So, what are the ethical concerns around stem cell research? Because I feel like I've seen stuff about this stem cell research ethics. There's a jolly animated video to do with this. Okay, let's just read this. Actually, Nature would be a good. I wonder if we can look it up in Nature. We'll see what this is first. Stem cell offers great promise in understanding however, human cell research also raises sharp ethical and political controversies. Why? The derivation of pluripotent stem cells from oocytes and embryos is fraught with disputes about the onset of human personhood. Because they get them from babies? The reprogramming of somatic cells to produce induced pluripotent stem cells avoids ethical problems specific to embryonic cells. So it involves embryos? Okay. So it's when it's looking at embryonic stem cells that it becomes an issue. Something else I wanted to look up. There's actually a journal. I love journals specific to very niche topics. Well, they seem niche, but obviously if you're someone in that area or in that field or in that industry, it's not niche at all. But to anyone outside, it's just like, what is this world that I've just stumbled across? We're here because there's this magazine, which is really interesting. And actually, this website is a freaking awesome website. We used to be, but now it still is. But it was flooded with spam for years and years and years. And this magazine was one that I was using, other people were using to replace the spam entries. But then spammers started using these to attach spam to. I think this is an example. Do you want to see spam? No, what spam is. Well, maybe not. Oh, no, it's loading comments. This will be just spammy comments. No, maybe it was tidied up. So maybe it's been tidied up. That's good. Anyway, Cell publishes findings of unusual significance in any area of experimental biology, including not limited cell biology. This looks like the magazine for us if we want to find out about stem cell research. Feels like, even when there's controversy around scientific endeavor, it's because there's suddenly a yes-no decision or there's a fork in the road, and opinion divides along those forks. This, oh my goodness, it's all going to be about COVID, isn't it? There's another journal, which I don't know if you're familiar with, that I only discovered was like really influential and contains a lot of really decent information that goes back a long, long time. About the journal. So it's got a really innocuous title, Nature. Think like, oh yeah, Nature. It's about trees and plants. It's not. Aim and scope. I want to find out how long it's been around for. What are journal metrics? Contact. Here we go. History of journal Nature. Something wrong with my eye today. I feel like I woke up and it felt like it'd been scratched. It was scratched cornea. Yeah, Nature was first published in 1869, which means I should add it to Magpile. Yeah, and they've included many like early articles by Charles Darwin and all sorts of like really well-known names in Life in Wexham, Locker. Yeah, Nature is a good publication to research, to include in research. So let's see what Nature says about. We'll look up escape rooms too, but let's have a look at STEM. So, and I want most recent, thank you. So this is going back so far. Oldest first. 1846. Oh, but that's not stem cells, that's just cells. Improvement in locomotives, approaches, yeah. Should just do relevance, really. Oh, what is this? Stem cells and nervous system. Stem cell research. They have a whole section for it. This looks just like very detailed information. And this is not what I'm not researching stem cells for this story. I'm just not. See if escape rooms feature at all. Nope. Nope. Search nature.com generally. Is this where I searched? Yeah. So obviously escape rooms are too frivolous for Nature Journal. Let me show you the pool that we are adding to today and what's in there. This is it. It's private until the story goes live, and then actually maybe I should just make it. I haven't described anything. See, the idea is that people can contribute to this while the story is being written, but I'm just going to go from one to the other. So these are pictures of escape rooms that I collected in first year. Hi, we're live. Do you want to say hello? No. Live research, direct from Melbourne, Australia. What you doing? Reading. Yeah, and this was in Flemington. This was in Eindhoven. So I haven't looked at these for a while, but I like when I first started studying, which would have been 2 or 3 years ago. I did just a little brief look into escape room design and looking locally and internationally. Say local and international. This is where I was studying. This is where I was from and am close to right now. I was having dilemmas yesterday because I'm just like looking at escape rooms, and yet I'm in a place where we cannot, with all these restrictions, such as like cannot go further than 5 kilometers away from your place of residence, and like if you can work from home, it's like the whole state is like everyone's got their own escape room bubble at the moment. You don't need to actually visit an escape room, and you probably can't if it's more than 5 kilometers away, but you kind of are in one anyway, and every day you look for clues on whether or not you will be able to escape from the escape room. But and what I should put in here is that what I'm looking for is examples of escape room design, so I can then write a story describing an escape room, but also like this idea that fiction is an escape for designers from materiality, which is actually what I should put in here, because that was a neat summary. I'm really bad at summarizing, but that was quite neat. So, looking at escape room design in parallel with parallel with ideas around. See, already I'm being over elaborate. Looking at escape room design in parallel with ideas around fiction as an escape for designers from material-based physical. Material can mean lots of things. Physical, material-based practices. Then skills. There's something else I wanted to put in here. Look, escaping ideas around fiction and similar emergent. I'm reading practices again. I use practice way too much. Activities. There we go. Activities. Escape for designers. And then we can make it open and away we go. So this channel is now open if anybody wants to contribute. Has that refreshed it? See, we're green now. This is a good example. That's where we started from. They are related. Yeah, so we have... Can't remember why I found these, but like this is a launching point for further research. Also included in here is Mariana Pestana. I need to work on my pronunciations. She is a curator and design practitioner who is actually curating the Istanbul Biennale, Design Biennale this time around. Istanbul Design Biennale, which has got a really decent reputation since it started. It hasn't been going for very long, but they've been attracting a lot of really interesting designers and people talking about design. I don't know how helpful the website is. I can remember visiting it and thinking, oh, this isn't the picture I had of the Design Biennale. I'm using Brave, which means it should probably... seems to be blocking functionality on sites a bit at the moment. Maybe this is better. There was a International Design Weeks organization I remember I stumbled across a while ago. Yeah, curated. Oh, no. These cookie things really annoy me. I don't want to... I just don't confirm it. Organized by Mariana Pestana. And this is... yeah, she's coming from a point of empathy. And making empathy a focus, which I think is really interesting. Visit website. Is it the same thing I just tried to open? Feel like it. No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, it's a different color. Same spinny wheel thing. I'm taking my shields down. I don't want notifications. I never want notifications. See, this website's terrible and ugly and stupid, but the Biennale itself has got a good name and seems to attract really interesting people. I don't know why that's there. So, it's been going for 30 years. That's longer than I thought. Access previous... oh, that sounds good. So easily distracted. I'm actually less distracted when I'm not filming at the same time. What? This doesn't... what is that? Anyway, there's somewhere to investigate later. So Mariana Pestana's been working on this theory of fiction practice based on a series of workshops that she conducted, and a book which I have, which has really been really helpful with my studies. So this fiction practice, prototyping the otherworldly. If I have a criticism, it's that it focuses a lot on speculative fiction, when I actually think there's sort of this glow around speculative fiction that this is a way for designers to influence the future in positive ways, but it's also a way for, you know, you invite utopias and then you invite dystopias. Um, whereas I think there's an argument for a fiction practice that is based on fact-based research and grounded in the real and the current whenever possible, or as a tool for mining the past. When I talk about design as a fiction practice, I'm more interested in it. I'm not interested in it predicting as a mystical predictor of the future, which I feel like my theory is okay. This is my theory, which I need to back up somehow. That a lot of the interest around speculative fiction has been sort of generated by designers within the field of architecture, because architectural projects can take a long amount of time to complete, like if they complete, and that speculative fiction gives those working within the field of architecture a way to imagine things faster, to get to the future faster than actual physical building allows for. So yeah, it's a fun, joyous place to be if you're someone who wants to get to the future faster and not have to wait for projects to complete. But that means it invites a utopic vision, which also is an extreme, which also invites dystopic visions. Both of which are enacted, in certain ways. Is an example I was thinking of? And actually, it was one of the examiners at my recent graduation examination that pointed out that I need to look this up. Actually, let's look it up. So apparently, the French government are employing science fiction writers to invent like weapons. Should be just French government science fiction weapons. Here we go. So I found it already. Let's have a look at this. Should I add this? It doesn't really fit in with, I guess it kind of fits in. What is this website? Futurism.com. I clicked on it because I saw the word futurism. Launch of because it's essentially what the ministry does for the United States, launching futuristic technologies. Oh, that's nice blue. Now, to help it predict what sorts of technologies might need in the future, what sorts of face off against the issues. Sci-fi writers. France wants to assemble a red team. Let's just go straight. Let's go to sources. I hate reading things through websites that look like they're made to be news. But it's in French, of course. It's the second time I've come across a source that's interesting source that's French. This is probably what we want. I would have to translate a bunch of this stuff. Oh, there's English. See how the English is. Not very English. Not in English. We can do this. Maybe translate will help. Come on, translate. What's wrong with you? I'm going to bookmark this and come back to it. I think we put it here. We'll put it here for now. We can always move it. So the BBC will tell us. Should we just read the BBC? It's reasonably trustworthy. Reasonably, I say. What the heck are those things? Anti-drone guns. Wow. They are intense-looking pieces of equipment. The French army is to create a red team of sci-fi writers to imagine possible future threats. A new report by the division. That's what we just saw. Why are the French so interested in showing off their defense capabilities? That's what I'm wondering. Jet-powered flyboards over crowds. Please don't give these to police. Please do not give these to police. Is this a video? Oh, this is the inventor. That's ridiculous. Anyone familiar with the term "where's my jetpack" will just be like, we're there again. This is not the future. This is going way, way back into the past. There was a news report recently too where some pilots approaching LAX just in the past week have reported seeing someone with a jetpack on, literally saying jetpack in their description. There's someone wearing a jetpack near the airport. Let's not watch this ridiculousness. Who are the red team? We'll add this to... This is not a place I really want to go too deeply into right now. So easily distracted when doing research. So I often think of MacGuffin magazine as a place that really fosters this idea of storytelling within design and design research as storytelling. Love MacGuffin. There's a whole stack of them that I could pick up and show you, but there's no point. So I've just grabbed their stories section from their website and plonked it in unceremoniously. We've added those, but I want to go back to here. Excusez-moi. Escape from design. Design room. I'm just going to check all these out because I feel like there's a really interesting little channel, but I don't want to have rubbish in here. So what is this? Oh, this is how to design an escape room. Choosing a theme. Pre-game room. So is this for educational purposes? Oh, good. Translate's working. Can you see that? Pedagogy. I mean, it makes sense if students are so interested in escape rooms, then naturally those teaching or training or talking to students would also become interested in them as... Because an escape room is a place where you have to... It's not relaxing. You have to work out things. I often think like the popularity of escape rooms in connection to universities, which you see in places like Antwerp and you see in Melbourne. Not so much in Eindhoven. Don't know why. Maybe there's not the places to set up escape rooms or something. There's a couple in Eindhoven. But I noticed it definitely in Antwerp because a large chunk of the city is like a university quadrant. So I noticed a few escape rooms there. It's sort of like studying, but fun studying. So it's really interesting that students like that go to escape rooms. Obviously, it's not everyone. Like your brain cogs are still wearing, but you don't want to have to like think about your actual area of study. So you can go to an escape room and it feels like you're still working and studying, but you're thinking about nonsense that won't affect your actual studies. It's a weird phenomenon, the idea of studying and then going to an escape room to escape studying, but really you're still doing problem solving and having to research things. Whereas in the past, maybe you just went to the pub and killed a few brain cells. Now it's like, no, the brain cells need to be intact and need to keep working. So let's not go to the pub. Let's go to an escape room instead. Weird though if there's an escape room with a drink bar at the end, because that's a thing in Melbourne too. But mostly for non-students, I think. Escape room design analysis. I mean, this seems interesting. I'm going to add it to the pool. What else was in here? Escape room solutions, I don't think we need. Nuts is a neat game about squirrel surveillance. What? What I want is a bit more of a theoretical base, though, to sort of all those points I was just talking about. I want to find out a bit more about them. A few of these are old. Like they're not that old, but they've disappeared, which is like, is the internet really becoming that ephemeral that a link from 2 years ago has just disappeared, or is it because I'm in Australia where everything's filtered? Motive platform setup. It's not going to show me, is it? One of the things I love about this browser is that it takes you to the Internet Archive if it can't find something, and it can't find it there either. What is Motive.io? Just see creative training with lasting impact. Okay, this is why they're interested in escape rooms. Choosing motive trading, create, deploy, train, track, be a part of our system. Don't think I need this. Whatever that was. Something about flash mobs. Urban gaming. Oh wow, no, this is not. No, this is too much. That could be Antwerp during the time when everybody dresses up in strange things and goes to certain pubs. I imagine people are running through the streets though. Amazon Echo. This looks good. This website. How do you mention that? Let's watch this.
Using the Amazon Echo is an experience that's hard to describe, and a traditional ad or product demo can't quite capture how magical it can be. So
Magical.
we didn't just give people a demonstration. We locked them inside one.
This sounds
Echo
terrible.
Escape, the world's first escape experience powered by voice. We built a 5-room, 1,200 square foot house, filled it with Echo devices. and
Wow,
connected
when you have
130
the money.
individual pieces of Alexa-enabled tech. Lights, locks, fans, blinds, sound systems, and cameras, and dropped it in the middle of the largest pop culture event in the country, New York Comic-Con. We took everyday Alexa skills and wove them into a thrilling CIA story that had players racing the clock to beat the bad guys and save the world. Spoiler alert, people lost their minds.
Come on! Alexa, turn on the fan. Oh, money! Alexa, change lights to red.
Alexa, show us the garage camera.
Alexa, show me my calendar.
Alexa, find key.
You're a hell of a lot smarter than Jack Ryan said you were.
Get me the hell out of here! I've waited my whole life for this moment.
Over 4 days, more than 5,000 people lined up to get locked inside a 30-minute product demo.
Locked inside a 30-minute product demo.
We wanted the world to love it too. So we partnered with the premier video game streaming site Twitch to create an unprecedented live event. 3 of the biggest personalities in online gaming received a mysterious voice-activated package.
Alexa, turn on UV light.
Oh, this guy.
Oh my god, this is wild. I can read it now.
Then we locked them in Echo Escape, hijacked their Twitch feeds, and told the internet they could play along. 1.5 million online players joined in.
Okay, that's enough boasting. Interesting. Father.io unboxing. Father.io. I don't know what Father.io is, but it sounds super creepy. Zombies on the run. Zombies on the run. Find escape room. Actually, there was. I don't know if this is relevant. Oh my god, and I can't remember what they're called. I went to a product launch for a video game, and it was an immersive theater event. Punch Drunk video game. Would that get me there? Pokemon Go creator Punch. What? This sounds awesome. I'm a big fan of Punch Drunk, and they kind of like really pushed immersive theatre into to make it a thing in London. There were a few theatre companies doing similar things, but the scale of Punch Drunk's works was quite amazing, and also hard to get tickets to. Pokemon Go created joint sponsored massive theatre is what 2 months. So this is one of their shows that ran. I don't know if it's still. It probably can't run in New York given COVID restrictions. This was called Sleep No More. Although the show I went to in London, which was based on Edgar Allan Poe's story, you're encouraged to go in one by one and not be in groups, because we went as a massive group. It was like organized by the Future Laboratory, but when we got there, we were told we weren't allowed to like walk around together. And we were made to wear masks so that it was hard to recognize one another, so that you were and we were actually discouraged from talking to each other while we were in there. So maybe there is a COVID version, just like put 1.5 meters between everyone instead. So like a theatrical version of Pokemon Go? Oh, they're not saying. I'm just going to bookmark this because that's interesting and I would like to keep an eye on that. Okay. Playable shows are the future. Playable shows. That's an interesting turn of phrase. I can't find anything about the thing I went to though. See, I hate how search engines prioritize things these days. It's always like the most recent and the most local. I really don't care about what's local or what happened yesterday when I'm doing research like this. Maybe zombies. I think it was like a zombie outbreak game, because at one point we were chased towards an exit. What year was it? Punch Drunk needs to be in there, thank you. Pushing the boundaries. Would have been 2014 or something. Huh, that's interesting. The politics of spectatorship. This is so straying from our main area of research again. Since 2000, Punch Drunk have pioneered a game-changing form of immersive theatre in which roaming audience experience epic storytelling inside theatre worlds. That's a good summary. Punch Drunk seems to have a particular origin. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. His work is amazing. And that could be very escape room related. This is a great article. This gets included for sure. I don't know how much of this is actually going to be built into the story that I'm going to write, but we should include some Christophe Buchel. What is that? Oh yeah, he's not so popular because of his Venice Biennale work. Do we want to see this? Absolutely vile or powerful? I don't want to form an opinion on this. Where did that go? Where did that just disappear? Do I need to have shields down? Which is really freaking annoying. Urban art, get away. What is this foul site? Provocative artist is showing as a work of art a ship in which hundreds of migrants drowned. That's why people thought it was not great, because it was a site of many deaths. But it's also like to do with people smuggling, I think. So usually he creates these sort of setup scenarios. In this case, he just sort of found an actual. I think it's an actual. Oh, that's see, that's possibly distasteful. I don't know. This image keeps haunting me. Who wrote this? Vincent. I don't know who that is. It shows the cynical and ruthless logic of sensational exhibitions where political correctness and marketing strategy govern upon ethics, research, and sensitivity. How one could have thought for a second it was a good idea to bring this boat, in which 800 persons died, to the Venice Biennale. But then it's also like saying, like, if you don't have these pieces of evidence, like, and use somewhere like the Venice Biennale to then put them on display in front of people, then you're creating this sort of like sterile version of what an art exhibition can be, that, don't disrupt don't murk the sheen of the art event. Like, don't try and interrupt it. What is that? I think this is provocative enough. I'm not anti it. Fight me if you are. So annoying when artists don't have sort of websites with their own work on them. That's where I just clicked, isn't it? Christophe Bush. How do you pronounce this? With the omelette over it. Buchel? Christophe Buchel? Featured stories. Reviews, selected images. Maybe we'll just go for images. View all. So it looks like he's making less spectacular work in terms of scale, but setting up like an art gallery to make it look like it houses refugees is very, very that. The mosque. Mound of David. Australian Fair for Freedom. This lots of new works I'm not familiar with. Installation colors. This was fantastic. This was like on Piccadilly. There's more images. So take these signs away, and this was like an old art society in Piccadilly in the centre of London that was turned into a contemporary art gallery, and then for this exhibition, Christophe Buchel turned it into a community centre, and it was a working community centre. I mean, these interiors were all installed. Like, this is all not real. Not real. It was real during the time it was installed. But this is all constructed within this old artist society space. Say construct. There's even like dead plants in the corner. It's almost like they took like a actual working community center and just bought everything in from it. It's really hard to get an idea of what these spaces look like unconstructed or uninstalled, because the detail is just phenomenal. And it was run like a community center, so there were regular events, and you could participate in yoga, and you could have a cup of horrible coffee in this area. So this is one of the events. Looks like you can give blood there. Oh yeah, and there was like a currency exchange desk in the foyer for some reason. Just fantastic. How does it relate to escape rooms though? So this is a bit of the original building here. It was more like this and just really cavernous spaces. This room looks like it was hard to actually make it look like the rest of the building. Thing is, like, an escape room suggests you're trapped, and this, you're not really trapped in here. Not a good example. What the? It's people shagging. What is this? Is dump a good example? Training ground for democracy. Memorial. I'm just trying to shoehorn in. See, this is the work that I experienced. Where is it? Come back. Simply Botiful. This was amazing and reminds me of the escape room experience. So this is actually just an old warehouse for store that an art gallery is using to store works. In my mind, it's where there was a fire and lots of artworks got burnt, including stuff by Tracy Emin a few years ago. In my mind, that's what this is, but this is pre the fire, if it was this facility. View all media. What does that mean? Okay. No, that's not what I want. Hide all media. Thank you. So you would go in here. This sign was added. It's not a hotel. It's just a warehouse. You go in here through reception. Families welcome. And it was just like beds everywhere. Like they had not enough space to, and bags and things like this. There's a typical hotel room. Say typical, that's not really typical, is it? And then you could like climb through cupboards and stuff into other rooms. This was interesting. It's all like salvaged stuff, or very British museum collecting, stealing things from other countries, to put on display. Oh yeah, so you could go through this cupboard and it would go into another room. So this is a bit escape roomy. And then the other rooms had just bizarre things like displays and bags of rubbish in them. Climb through the wall, go through the next room. And then you'd be in a room full of fridges and so you were just like tumbling through just one space after the other. This was amazing, actually. You could climb into here, and if you climbed down there, you went underneath the building and popped out in like an excavation site. You could see the hole in the floor. So you'd come out here and end up in here, which was like an archaeological dig with some tusks that you'd have to like climb under, sticking out. Yeah, this definitely fits in with the escape room aesthetic. Before escape rooms were popular, or before they became widely noticed. The history of the escape room would be interesting. So 2007, yeah, it is a while ago. Goodbye. QuestSmart escape room suppliers. That sounds good. Oh, please, no. QuestSmart. Please, I want QuestSmart. QuestSmart is not a thing. Are you kidding? We create escape rooms. They make them, or they just supply stuff for escape rooms? Where's about? Please have a website. I hate using Facebook. Is that what wasn't working? Ugh. Okay, so let's go to archive.org. This is a really long recording of my research to this story. It was meant to be a nice quick ending to the project. Okay, so we've got it here. Let's have a look. What would we do without Internet Archive, honestly? Everything you need to build escape rooms from scratch. This has not been saved well, though. Is it still loading? Seems like it's still loading. QuestSmart. I wonder if there's images that will help us. I keep thinking it's like Kmart. QuestSmart escape rooms for your questing needs. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to have some lunch soon. This is not helping, is it? Scenarios production. How long? This is only 2 years ago this was live. What has happened? Is it because of COVID? This image looks amazing. I really want to have a look at that. I wonder if they're on Instagram. What is this? Find out how to start an escape room. Business yielding 8,000 or more. Oh. Escape rooms are the best investment you could make. Well done. Oh, there's one in Amsterdam. Your escape game support. Okay, I'm getting tired and I think I might stop in a sec, but I just want to tidy up our research pool. I feel like I could just keep adding and adding to all these research pools. Maybe that's the next iteration of many rooms. It's like a deeper dive, longer stories, more evidence. I feel like a publication will be the next manifestation somehow. So I want to actually get rid of this because I feel like there wasn't actually as much that was interesting as I thought. Lots of outdated things. So I can just remove connection, can I? Yep. Cool. What did we find here? Escape room scenarios for sale. Hey, this must be after they're on their way out. Maybe. It's a shame there's no pictures. Let's just go here. There was a spike there. But only for this page. Let's go back and see if there's a page that has more things scraped off it. This is more like the excuse me, Melbourne style thing. It's this sort of hokey hipster hipster style of escape room. The Vault, the Architect. Can you unravel the secrets? Oh, it looks annoying. Okay, so there's covert directions. Let's just add this. That's done. Poor. Okay, let's just look at the highest. See what's been saved. I love the idea of a company supplying escape room material though. That you could just like go to a one-stop shop. Ah, this looks better. Look at this. We can see visuals. Everything you need to build a single escape room from scratch. This is awesome. Okay. This gets added and then I'm going to go get some food. Because I need to eat. Cool. So there'll be more research probably done and added. You can see the address. We should be able to see arena/many rooms/escape rooms. And I will get on to writing a story once I've had a coffee.